Hey there, so today on Bolt Action Maneuvers I'm going to be continuing with my tanks, and really the tank, American Sherman Tank, and these four American guys here. As you can see, the farmhouse turned out quite well. The ruined farmhouse turned out alright, I thought. And this other piece, which was part of the same set as my other tank, obviously. And this is just a generic thing I put together, so it's just handy. I thought I could use it for bolt action or 40k or War Machine or whatever I happen to be playing, or even Hordes. Just go in the corner somewhere and make for some good terrain. And today we're going to be continuing with our bolt action rules and looking at maneuvers. So let's head on over. Well, I've airbrushed the Sherman in armour green from Vallejo, so pop that up there, and we're just going to carry on now like we were, and hopefully by the end it'll be nice and dry. It'll be drying already, so coffee in hand. And we're up to, where are we? Headquarters section of the rulebook. Okay, although the actual military organisations of the combatant nations differed in detail, officers, support weapons, radio operators, forward observers and medical staff generally formed part of a platoon, company, or in some cases battalion headquarters, HQ. These HQ units would often be scattered amongst the fighting units where they could be most effective. In the bolt action game, we shall allow these units to be incorporated as part of a force without worrying unduly about exactly how they fit into the army structure. Once deployed for battle, such units all form part of the same overall command. HQ units are infantry units comprising one or more models. Regardless of its size, each HQ unit adds an order die to your force just like any other unit, so that's pretty cool. Officers. The most common and possibly the most useful type of HQ units are officers. Officer units consist of an officer model together with a number of other men. Officers are vital when it comes to getting troops moving under fire. To represent this, an officer model adds a morale bonus to all friendly units within 6 inches, including to the officer unit itself. Excuse the car driving by. The morale bonus conferred by an officer depends upon his rank. The more senior the officer, the higher his bonus. Of course, we accept that linking effectiveness to rank is merely a convenience for purposes of our game. In reality, there are many junior officers who are excellent and inspiring leaders, and any number of senior officers who are anything but. We have listed the ranks according to the British/US usage, and obviously the same bonuses apply to their equivalents in other armies. So officers and morale bonuses. Second lieutenant gives a +1, first lieutenant +2, captain +3, and major +4. The greatest bonus we need to take account of is +4, therefore the highest rank we have made use of is major. But models of higher ranking officers can certainly be fielded as part of an army with the same bonus as a major, should players wish, and bear in mind that the highest morale value is always 10, regardless of any bonuses that may apply. A force can include multiple officers of the same or different ranks, but a unit can only benefit from the morale bonus of one officer at a time. This will always be the highest value available. And we'll go on to medics in a bit. Let's pop that over there. So, US infantry base set. Right, I need these. First off, I need to touch up one of the helmets. It's got a chip in there. Him. And that says brown violet. I don't know about that. 887. 887, there we go. Brown violet. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be using. Do that, and then we'll move on to other stuff. So yes, it's been a while since I did a bolt action video. Sorry about that. I was a bit busy with other things and hoping other things would happen, but they never did. So all very mysterious. But my dream is one day to have a bolt action table set up pretty much all the time. So we're only just putting a little bit of touch up. That guy. Okay. That one there. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. I think you need the second coat anyway, guys. How the others do it? Do another coat. So good here. I'm going to do one anyway on them. These Perry models are excellent. So much easier than the Warlord models and the plastics. I think bolt action for infantry metal is the way to go. I really do. Zoom in a bit. It's not going to be working at here, so you don't really need me in the shot. So what time have we got here? Half past, right. Okay, I'll try not to make this too long of a video. We're going to work on, what are we going to work on with these guys? I need to borrow from the German. Yeah, with the green grey, I think, although that one's a bit of a lighter one. It's more of a grey, isn't it? More of a lighter grey. We'll use these anyway. German beige. Where's that one? Uniform. Yeah, that might be more. Oh yeah, we'll use that for Gator's German beige. What the heck? I won't tell if you don't. I'll use a standard brush, I think. Okay. So yes. So where were we? Nice and thin these paints anyway, so don't need to thin them down anymore. Really. These are probably alright in a airbrush, you know. You probably wouldn't need too much in the way of airbrush thinner. Not like, say, a Games Workshop paint or something like that. It's high time I had another game of bolt action actually. I can get these fellows done, and then my anti-tank gun I think will be in shape, good shape. What with the tank? Yes. This will do nicely. So HQ's then. I still say it every time I want to do the Normandy invasion at some point, and I will be doing that. Well, there we are. Gator's done on that one. It won't be too. Oops, yeah, it won't be too bad anyway. Once I've put some washes on him. I don't know if I'll use that quick tone stuff. I'm not sure I like it. Not sure if I like it that much, really. I'm not sure whether to do a couple of generic vehicles either without markings on I could use for either army. So I just don't have the funds to say, well, this This like two-track or whatever is German, and this one is American. I don't know if I can really afford to do separate ones for everything. May need a couple of generic ones without markings on that could be used for either. I think that's the way forward. Provided it looks okay. If it doesn't look okay, then I won't do it. Just try to save a bit of money. So. Okay. That's two. I've got to do some skin and some gun, rifle, stocks and barrels and all that kind of stuff. Right. Oh, I'm in the shop now. Excuse that. I'll be able to get it a bit more on there instead. Not that there's much to see, of course. So yeah. So the game I've played more of than anything, I think, apart from Warhammer, is Hordes. Just thinking of the games I've played. Black Powder Rules, Saga, Bolt Action. Hordes and War Hordes. I think it's pretty much War Hordes. Okay. Once these are done, I'll have a stuck with the situation to see how much I've got in my army. I can't remember if there's point values in this or not. It's been that long since I played it. But I'll look anyway. It's quite nice to have points. I don't mind that like Age of Sigmar doesn't. But I quite like having a points value to build an army. I quite like doing that sort of thing, building an army. I like doing that in Hordes, certainly. Deciding who you're going to take and so forth. Don't be too long for these guys to see some action. Oh, Ronin, let's not forget Ronin. That looks like they're nearly done on there. And then I'm going to do some on the Seven Seas at some point, with some, get some pirate action going on in here. That's the gator's done. I can get this Sherman done pretty quick as well. That'd be kind of cool. I don't think I want to camouflage that one. Not like the Panther or Panzer, whatever it is. Oops. So not like that one. Like that one as he is. It's alright, I had to fill the bolt action paint off. Still got work to do on him actually. Now, what shall we do? Skin, flat flesh. Faces, hands, legs, where seen. It's awfully thin though, flat flesh. It's so thin, I think it's thin even by airbrush standards. But we'll see. Have a quick. Okay, he's already had some flat flesh by the looks of it. So this is going to be a second coat. May have to crack open the GW paints. I think these are just too thin, to be honest. Yeah. It's pretty thin to me anyway. So if I do start doing battle reports for bolt action here ever, it's most likely just going to be Americans versus Germans, because that's the forces I've got. So I'll try and spice it up a bit. Not so much giving it making it a narrative campaign, but just, I don't know, just trying to embed a little bit of a story. Now I know that's kind of what a narrative campaign is, but I don't know, maybe just give some of the characters some names from history. That'd be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. We can name the tanks and the guns. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Alright. Yeah, it's very thin, this flesh. Very thin, very thin. It's almost like a milk sub, like consistency. Over the first one again. Okay. Good job, there's only 4 of them. Very good job. But price-wise, you can't grumble at these Parry miniatures. For things like bolt action, I think it's amazing. I know a lot of people are playing bolt action in 15mm now, but I just wouldn't want to. Not bolt action. So I like to see the tanks at the scale they're at. I like to admire them. I can't really admire them when they're too small. Okay, that's the skin done. How are we doing there? Let's double check on the battery because I haven't plugged in my camera today. How's that, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't know. For the guns then, what have they got? Gun metal for the metal bits. Yes, I know that. Beige brown. Beige for the wood. Rifle butts and stocks. Beige brown. Same on the German side as well, it'll be beige brown. Oh, got my compressor still on. There you go, turn it off. Nozzle couldn't be done up tight enough. Right, that's Yeah, Marrow Beige. Beige Brown, 875. This is for the wooden parts of the guns. Then what are we looking at? Let's just looking at here as a painting guide. Green grey. Oh, it says green grey for webbing and gaiters. Oh, I have to have green grey for the webbing. Gaiters have done a different one. I'll just have to make do. Do I do the webbing first or the guns first? We'll do the webbing first, I think. Green grey. Whatever next. Actually, read a bit more from the rules. On medics. A medic team consists of a field medic and can include assistants such as orderlies and stretcher bearers. The field medic is trained to deal rapidly and efficiently with battlefield injuries. These invaluable men can save lives and even put a man straight back into action if his injuries are slight. If an infantry or artillery unit, including the medic team itself, has a medic model within 6 inches, roll a die every time the unit suffers a casualty from small arms fire. On a 6, that casualty is ignored. Note that a medic cannot be used in cases of exceptional damage. See page 41. Against casualties inflicted by heavy weapons, page 45, or against damage suffered in close quarter combat, page 55. That's better than nothing, I suppose, isn't it? Forward artillery observer. An artillery observer unit consists of an artillery officer model and can include a second model as an assistant radio operator. Artillery officers were often attached to a liaison, at company level, to coordinate the fire of artillery batteries behind the front line. Yes, done this myself. This was done in various ways, ranging from the use of radio or field telephones to runners. Once per game, when the forward artillery observer unit receives a fire order, the observer can contact his battery, calling in either an artillery barrage or a smoke barrage. To represent this, you will need a token of some kind, a coloured chit for example. Place a token anywhere within sight of the artillery observer. This token represents the aiming point for the artillery battery once he has contacted. This token represents the aiming point for the artillery battle he has contacted. Right. Once the token has been placed on the battlefield at the start of each following turn, before drawing any order dice, roll a d6 and consult the appropriate chart overleaf, either the artillery barrage or the smoke barrage chart. Let's have a quick look here. Oh yeah, you just consult these tables then. That's how effective your fire is. Okay, cool. So let's get a bit more. Put that back here. Done. So we'll get the webbing done. Webbing, chaps. Water. Okay. You have to excuse my tiredness. I'm very, very tired. So I'm not the best conversationist at the moment. But hopefully you're painting along with your bolt action or whatever. I know some people have said this is just like on the bench, but it's not really, because it's just bolt action and it's always bolt action. Yeah. Plus we're going through the rules of bolt action. Sort of. And together we may even come to understand it. At least they're not too complicated of a rule set. Oh, okay. I think this Sherman Tank will look okay without camouflage though. I'm not going to camouflage it. I'm just going to paint it up to standard colour, get the transfer on it, and Bob's your uncle. We need to get him in action sooner rather than later, I think. Okay, so webbing done on him. Strange, these colours are all very similar, but they are different. Different, but similar. This guy's sporting a gas mask, I think, or something along those lines. It could be just a huge water bottle with something that looks like a gas mask on it. Well, either way. Yes, I might have to get a few more Perrys, not just in this. I may try some German Perrys to see what they are like. Not that I need that many more Germans, I don't think. I think these guys are a bit outnumbered in this starter box. D-Day 5. I wonder if that's why the guy gave me a deal on the tanks. I wonder. Last one for the webbing. I managed to get a couple of good poses on the plastics, but yeah, I'm happy to sacrifice that for the ease of having them already assembled and not having to worry about it so much. There was one I noticed his jacket wasn't completely done. Jacket's khaki. 988. There it is. 988. So it's just touch up really on that one. And this tank's looking like it's drying okay now. I'll be able to do the tracks a little bit later maybe. Here's how do I do the tracks on this one? Subtly. Okay. Where was I? There he is. There you are, you little blighter. So a touch up. Not bad at all. Yeah, I might use some GW paints. So that's that. And all in all, I like Vallejo paint. I think GW's paint's pretty good as well, and their technical range is just phenomenal. I think they do the best shades. Guy's alright. Yes, a little bit of touch up here and there. Not bad. I'll do his collar. While we're at it. There we go. There you go, chap. So that ain't bad. Right, just looking at weighted them down with coins to make them feel more sturdy. So that's good. The gunmetal or the wood? I'll do gunmetal, sorry. That's got 2 gunmetals. It's my ball bearing agitator. Again, just the wetness of the brush. No need to thin this down. Some makes of paint you just don't have to. My favourite ones for consistency are the P3 paints. These ones here. They're just exactly the right consistency, straight from the pot. Oops. I mean, GW paints, most of the time, you gotta thin them down. So they're quite thick, especially the base paints, which is understandable. But, yeah, you know, some paints you just don't have to. Okay. Dip the brush in the wrong colour just there, so I have to wash it out again. What a donkey. Yeah, I think once these go on the battlefield and you stand back, you won't notice the difference between these and the warlord models, not on the table. They're exactly the right scale and so forth, so yeah. All is good. I love it when the model starts coming together and the details start popping out at you. Awesome stuff. I like that this guy's actually poised to fire as well. There we go. No washes or glazes on these yet. I think they're looking good already. Yeah, I think they're good. Oops. Yeah, I might be a bit conservative with the glazes, I think. No washes on these guys. We'll do the wheels and then we'll really dirty them up later. That's how this will work. Try out some pigments. Yeah. That'll do. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. I like the smell of these airbrush paints too. So it's coming out alright, I think. Then I'll dirty them up and you'll get a bit of rust and dirt and mud and grime on there. And then I think the job will be done. Yes. Right, that's that for one side. It's pretty much dry to the touch now. This tank. Looking forward to trying out some pigments on this one. A couple I'd like to try on it. Got one from Secret Weapon called Sewage Muck, which I'll put on after I put the dried mud pigment on. Yeah, quite liking that. Boy, if this was Warhammer, this would be interesting. Doing it this quick. Okay, so I've just sort of pre-done the words. I'm not really going to mess up. You won't even hardly see any of that. Okay, let's just wash my brush out for a moment. I've done over half an hour now. I can see that. Right. Okay, so whilst that is on there, speed through a little bit more. Okay, so forward air observer. We'll actually start here. Whenever there is smoke on the table, roll a die at the start of each turn. On a roll of 1, the smoke is dispersed by the wind and is removed. Cool. On a roll of a 2, all the smoke is on the table drifts d6 inches in some randomly determined direction. On a roll of 3 or more, the smoke stays where it is. Forward air observer. Here we go. An air observer unit consists of an Air Force liaison officer and can include a second model as assistant radio operator. These Air Force operators are attached to ground forces so that airstrikes can be effectively coordinated against enemy held positions. In the game they function in a similar way to artillery observers, but instead of calling down an artillery barrage, they can summon an airstrike. Once per game, when the forward air observer unit receives a fire order, the observer can call in aircraft to attack an enemy. Nominate an enemy unit anywhere within sight of the observer as the target for the airstrike. Once a target has been chosen, an aircraft can potentially appear at the beginning of any following turn. At the start of the next turn, before drawing any order dice, roll a d6 and consult the chart opposite. There's a little chart here. On a roll of a 1, rookie pilot. The inexperienced airman must have trouble with target recognition. The opposing player can choose one of your units as the new target for the airstrike. Not good. He places the aircraft marker as described for a here it comes result and resolves the attack against your unit. 2 or 3, the skies are empty, possibly because of interdiction by enemy fighters, or simply for lack of availability. No plane is sighted. Nothing happens. If he wishes, the player can change the nominated target to any other enemy unit within sight of the air observer. Roll again at the beginning of the next turn. And on a roll of a 4, 5 or 6, it's here it comes. With a roar, the aircraft begins its attack run. Follow the sequence over leaf to resolve the airstrike. Right, then there's a bit on here for randomising direction. I suppose there's lots of ways, but this is theirs. The easiest way to establish a random direction to use is to use a warlord order dice. Each face of a dice has an arrow symbol clearly marked. Roll the dice and the arrow will indicate a random direction. Any kind of die that has numbers rather than pips can be used in a similar fashion to give a random direction by drawing a line through the top of the number rolled. Some players use a d10 in a similar way, as its sides are arrow shaped and will therefore always point in the direction when rolled. Another method is to use a d12 die with 12 sides and denominate a direction as 12 o'clock. This will give you a random direction according to a clock face, 1 or 2 or so on. I can get templates and different things, can't you, to do that, and scatter dice and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that's just greatest implement of battle ever devised. Just tells you then about a couple of the guns that was used, which is quite handy for background information. Goes on next to targeting. Always get along. So there. So we'll stop it there, I think. So that's been quite enjoyable. Got for a little bit more of this. It's a bit more involved now. We've got special rules coming up, so that's good. My American infantry they're coming on, and tank's on its way now to becoming playable. Lots of bits and pieces to do, like the finer details, and once it's weathered up and transferred, and it's going to look really super cool, I think. Thanks for joining me. This has been Bolt Action Maneuvers. All brushes lead to war. See you on the next video. Thank you guys.